Welcome back. We all know you may have started watching this channel to see a boat get put together and sail on the oceans, but if you've been paying close attention to why Steve built Arabella in the first place, you'll know that it was to make trips like this one out to New Mexico possible. With Arabella safe and looked after back in Maine, Steve and Robin have their sights set yet again on the Oregon Mountains, where they hope to attempt to traverse all of these jagged little peaks. And there's certainly no guarantee of success, so stick around to find out how it goes.
Part of the reason I decided to build the boat, and the reason I call the boat the prologue in so many ways, is that I really wanted to be able to spend more time and energy out in the backcountry and being able to take off on basically mini expeditions to eventually full-blown expeditions. So I've been lucky enough in my life to do a lot of 2-week trips when I was guiding and when I was doing my undergrad. And I've been able to do 2 really long trips. One was with Outward Bound during college. I did a 60-day wilderness semester all through New England with them. And then when I was working for the Appalachian Mountain Club, I led a course for them called their Ultimate Expedition. So a co-leader and I took 6 kids into the woods for 30 days and did a 30-day expedition, which was super fun. And I don't know if any of you have had the opportunity to go do a trip that's a month long or longer. But it's honestly one of my favorite things in the whole world. It's the most present I've ever lived. You really are looking at the next few hours to maybe the next day or two. You're not looking much into the future beyond that. And everything really boils down. I think it's very similar to cruising, and especially offshore sailing, where you know what, you and the boat and the people on the boat and the weather that you're encountering, and that's kind of all that matters. And it's, I don't know, I find it an incredibly amazing, freeing feeling. So this is the first really big trip that I've been able to do since I got out of college, and I really hope that this is not the last big trip that I get to do. Check bag, HVAs, tagline. All right, 1 day, 8 hours. Here we go. Thankfully, it's gorgeous driving weather. Sun setting on day 1 of driving. Welcome to Ohio. Heading west before we head south.
Leaving Ohio, but entering where? Indiana?
Yeah, I think Indiana. Paris.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto US 60 West, US 70 West.
Almost to New Mexico.
Oh my gosh. The last border crossing.
Yeah, we missed a couple in the dark. Welcome to New Mexico. Here it is. New Mexico.
Welcome to New Mexico.
Oh man, that's wild ridgeline. I can't believe we're gonna try to traverse that.
Yeah, it looks more intense than I remember looking. I can't wait to be in there.
Even though this won't be Robin and Steve's first outing in the Oregons, they still had a good bit of research to do before loading up the packs and heading out.
All right, we are on the hunt for information, which has led us to the local bookstore.
copy that we can get.
Yeah.
So New Mexico State University, I think that they have it. I think that they have it available to students because there's a link from Mountain Project to the online resource.
Oh, okay.
But we're not students, so I'm like, crap, I don't have a login. So I'm like, now I'm like on the lookout for trying to I guess the only climbing gear shop got shut down this year.
Oh.
So we're like, okay, well now we can't. It's not as easy to find climbers to connect with.
Yeah.
But we are going to try to go to the bike shop, the Outdoor Outfitters. I found this gem, which does have a section about the organs, including this sort of helpful map. I feel like the more maps we have access to, the clearer our picture will become.
Yeah.
It doesn't really have any specific information about climbing. It just sort of talks about like low fifth class routes. Kind of throughout.
So far, I've gone to a gear store that was not really a gear store. And they sent us to the library. They had a book, maybe helpful. They helped us locate a book at a university or college, but they close in 10 minutes. So we'll have to try that again later. And now we're headed to a bike shop, and we'll see if they can at least give us some info on the mountain biking in the area, and maybe somebody will know something about the Traverse. We will see. The joys of doing rarely done objectives. They are not well documented.
Your destination is on the right. Head south on South Main Street toward South Melendres Street.
More importantly, we need breakfast.
Yeah, we do need breakfast. Where are we off to this morning?
Let's check out this Urban Cafe and Catering, please. It's like literally right there.
Yeah, well, what's the more important mission this morning?
Oh, we're going to get that super obscure guidebook written by Dick and Graham on the Organ Mountains, climbing in the Organ Mountains. Who knows what will be in there. It's a pretty old book.
Well, the library is supposed to have a copy of
The
it.
library supposedly has a copy of it.
So, go see if we can
So that's where we're
borrow
going.
it or make some copies of it or see what we can do.
Yep. Written in the late 60s.
Yeah. Late 60s, published in the 80s.
Hello.
Hi, is this Robin?
Hi, John.
Yeah, this is John.
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for taking the time to call us.
For the last bit of research before heading into the mountains themselves, Robin got a hold of the first ascensionist for any key tips on what to expect for bailout points or places to cache extra food and water. First, they filled him in on their previous experiences and current knowledge of the Traverse.
Okay, well, I think that sounds like, that's essentially what I did, but over 10 years. So I think you have a good chance of doing it, though, in a month. To be honest, you guys sound like the most prepared people that I've heard that have come to try it again.
Well,
so,
that means something. I feel like we got so smacked down the first time, like we came in with such brash egos and we're
Well, I don't know if it's brash egos. I mean, we had never been here before, and we've climbed enough places to know that sometimes you read like an epic story and you show up there and you're like, oh, actually, this isn't like that bad. And sometimes you read it and you're like, oh, that really doesn't sound bad. And you get in there and you're like, holy crap, they were badasses and like way underplayed that. So we came down and we're like, we'll go check it out. It seems cool. And like, if it goes, it goes. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But we definitely got bit by the bug. We've been talking about it ever since. And it took us 3 years to be able to carve out a whole month and get back here.
Yeah.
But,
oh, yeah. What I was going to tell you was when you finish the high horns and you're between the Spire and Low Horn 6, the way off of that, there's a really nice, clean gully down the east side of that.
Okay.
And that's where I typically approach the middle of the range from.
Okay, cool.
So there's like a couple of safe points. Like if you guys have to bail between any random peak, it's going to be wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cacti up there is atrocious. So finding these spots where you can pass unobstructed is pretty critical.
We're
herd of mule deer. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Oh, they're little babies.
Yeah, some young bucks.
Yeah, with the horns, the antlers, I love it.
Over the next several days, Steve and Robin walked all over the range, inspecting the various ways in and out and over that had come up during research. With no trail or markings in the higher elevations, they relied on the words of those that had come before to find the right path.
Up the tooth, but before reaching the huge boulders underneath the tooth, climbers veered right to the south and traversed 2 gullies to reach the start of the Square Top Gully. This is the gully easily recognized by a slabby head wall which guards the gully entrance.
When's the uphill start?
Hopefully we get there soon. My legs are like, this is nothing.
Yeah, what is this?
This is easy.
That's a lie.
It is a lie.
That's
a lot of uphill.
It's a running joke. Every time we're going up a long uphill, we're like, when's the uphill start? This downhill's really boring.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we've done 2,000 feet of vert in under 3 miles.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's straight up.
it's not nothing. Going down, this is gonna be spooky.
Yeah, I was thinking that we might want to traverse over
Yeah,
and follow the veg line down.
hair in there.
Yeah, I headed up onto those slabs over there.
Yeah.
There seemed like a good place to cross. And then I got onto those slabs and I saw this little cairn here.
Yeah, there's
So then I
another
cut
one there,
across.
too. Yeah, walking down that would be. How's a?
Yeah,
Oh, that was a little steep.
going up's less scary
Yeah,
than down.
for sure. Oh my god. I mean,
Yeah.
are you bold enough to do that without a rope?
Without a pack, probably. Yeah, I mean, because I think you can get some good handholds. You can kind of wedge yourself in there. You got a decent saddle to land on. And then it looks like coming up the other side it's not too bad. But I don't know what's between this horn and that horn.
Well, I mean,
It's another drop like this for sure. Yeah. Something. I can't imagine seeing this all on fire. Yeah. That's like, man, to have smoke and flames all the way up here on the hills. I mean, this is all burnt.
Yeah.
Looks like a while ago, but that's crazy. So this is the drop-in point off the needle. Got huge drop to the right. A huge drop to the left. Series of knife edge ridge with mini little peaks on it. And now we gotta find our way across a big saddle and up through the center of those 2 peaks. Tag those 2 peaks. And there's a couple more little peaks on the other side that we can't see. to get to the base of the wedge where we can drop down to the tooth. And that is the very beginning of the traverse and the quote, easy third class terrain. Oh boy. So if you climb the needle, this is the fixed line, and be assured that it is tied to a bush, not bolts in the wall,
Well,
not a well-pinned boulder.
In their defense, it's a bush with some brush also included.
It is true. And they seem pretty hardy up here. Welcome to the organs. This is Organ Mountain third class terrain.
I always saw all this to scramble.
Oh yeah. That's nature for you. Bad day for one, good day for another. Well, there's a new caterpillar for us.
Better than that centipede we saw.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the centipede?
I can't believe I share a planet with something that looks like that. That was insane. It was like hot orange. It's like 6 inches long. Its legs were as big as the centipedes I've seen in my life. Each of its legs was like a house centipede. And I had 100 of them. It was not okay.
These ones look soft and fuzzy.
Yeah, they're full of you know what. They're so spiky. Look at this is what's underneath.
Yeah.
Sneaky vicious.
I love the shapes of these.
Yeah, they're super cool.
They're really wild.
Yeah.
Almost back down.
1,200 more feet elevation and about 2 miles to go. That's nothing.
No,
Cake.
not compared to how it is up
To
top.
what we just did.
What is it, 1,000 feet? And
Yeah, it was 3 miles to the summit with 3,800 feet of elevation, and 1,200 of those feet came at the last half mile.
After several days of trips up into the mountains, they left the organs behind for a couple of days to visit friends nearby. Robin took a plane out to Las Vegas, and Steve hung out in Albuquerque for one of its more well-known annual events.
So the dawn patrol goes before the sun, and then when the sun rises, the weather permitting, the rest of the balloons inflate and take off. I really thought that it would be a large fenced-off area with the balloons in the middle and kind of set up a bit like a stadium. And part of it is, but there's a lot of balloons that you can get right up and around. And that was really cool. I never expected to be just feet away from these balloons as they laid them out and fired them up, filled the balloons with air and took off. If you ever get the chance to come to New Mexico and check out the Balloon Festival, I highly recommend it. It blew away all the expectations that I had, although I didn't have, much of an idea about it. But it was really cool. And I'd like to come back at some point with Robin. It's kind of a bummer that she missed it.
While Robin may have been missing out on the balloons, Steve was missing out on some sport climbing in Nevada as she and her friend Sarah headed out for a couple of days outside of Las Vegas, in and around the Red Rock Canyon.
I know. I love it. I love I'm with you. There you go. Breathe. Breathe. Nice work. There you go. There you go. Nice work. Come on, Robin. Get a good rest here. Ooh, knee bar. That really good one, but then you'd have to come back across, but you could get a lot back. No. I want to go. I've got you. Clean fall. I know. I want this so bad. Come on, Robin. Oh, you can take. Oh, you're so close. I have nothing left. You were so close. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud too. That was great.
Meanwhile, back in New Mexico and further north of Albuquerque, Steve and his friend Ben were out looking for elk in the backcountry. Or at least his friend Ben was out looking for sign, while Steve and Akiva kept guard over the campsite.
I've seen some scree gullies, but holy smokes.
And for their last day out in Red Rocks, Robin and Sarah set out for some fun scrambling through the canyon.
Oh, this is so cool. Oh, also, what the heck? This is what we do for fun. That was so cool.
Well, it looks like no elk for us. Ben had done a bit of scouting, and in previous years the elk have been in this area. We saw a lot of sign, but we didn't see any elk, and I carried a shotgun in case we came across some grouse, because those are also in season. Didn't see any of those either, but had a beautiful day out hiking in the Carson National Forest, and now it's time to go drop Ben off and collect Robin from her trip in Vegas and head to the Enchanted Towers for a little bit, which I'm really excited about.